Hey, what's going on, guys? In today's video, I will be giving you guys the second lesson of this course. In the last video, we covered horizontal support and resistances. So in this video, we are going to cover trendline support and resistance, right? It's the same concept, right? What I mean by that is that buyers and sellers are attracted to these areas or levels or even trend lines, right? So I'm going to show you guys how to draw trend lines and what they mean and how you can take trades and what to look for. So let's head into the video. Okay, so in order to draw the trend line, you first need to look at where the trend started, right? Where did the trend start? Because of the pandemic, we had a massive sell-off, right? Now, all you want to do is choose a wick, right? It could be any wick from here to here. The only thing you need to worry about is having multiple touches, right? Doesn't matter if I started the trend here because I have multiple touches, right? Doesn't matter if I start the trend here because I have multiple touches, right? It's still uptrending. You could take trades in any of these trend lines, right? So pick one. I would pick right here because this is where right here we bounced and then we started the trend, right? So I would pick this wick and I would keep going, right, with the trend line until I see multiple touches, right? So I already see multiple touches. This wick right here, or this candlestick, started right here, bounced, and then we came up, right? SPY, the S&P 500. Since we bounced from this trend line, we came back up, right? And then we came back down. Right here we touched it and then we bounced again. Right here, perfect touch. Touch, bounce. Touch, bounce. Right? We could keep extending it. Right? Right, and we could keep extending it. Now, we had the breakthrough, right? Sellers managed to break through this trend line. Buyers no longer saw interest, so we broke below, right? And this is where we saw SPY have a mini correction. Now, even though SPY broke out of this trend line, we see buyers are still reclaiming this trend line, right? Which is right here. Right here, right? You see that long wick right here, or that wick indicating buying pressure. Those type of wicks you want to see at support and resistance levels. Those wicks mean a lot. Now, you might be saying, well, we broke this trend line, so why are you still drawing it? I'm still drawing it because in the past it's proven to be a pivotal point or a pivotal trend line, right? It's proven to me that it's a trend line where buyers see interest every time we dip, right? That's exactly what I mean. You still have to look at the bigger picture. We are still in an uptrend. We're still making higher lows and higher highs, right? We're not making lower lows and lower highs. We're making higher highs and higher lows. Whenever you see higher highs and higher lows, that indicates that we're in an uptrend. So there's no reason to be bearish. You always have to look at the bigger picture, right? When in doubt, zoom out. That's one of the words. That's one of the phrases I learned. Now let's head into trendline resistance. Right off the bat, I see one right here. Why? Because this is where the top of the trend, right, the downtrend started, and then we kept touching this trend line, right? Touch, and touch. Now, buyers finally broke through. Now, what does that tell you? This is something I like to tell myself, something that has helped me, right? You need to think in the minds of, you need to think in the heads of other traders, right? What does this tell you once we broke above this trend line? This is telling you that buyers are a lot more stronger than sellers and they're too strong for this resistance, right? This resistance was proven, right, because we have multiple touches, but the buyers managed to break through, right? And we kept pushing up. Now, with that being said, we still have this trend line, right, that I drew. And now we're seeing that buyers are reclaiming that trend line. And it looks like we could have a potential bounce, right? We reclaimed that trend line today, literally November 9th. Now, let's go into the longer time frame trend line. Okay, same thing. Look for any wick right here, right? And then what really matters is as long as you see multiple touches, right? So let's keep on going, keep on going, keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. Boom, right there. Perfect. We see multiple touches, right? One touch, multiple touches here. If I zoom in, I bet we're going to see multiple touches, right? Yeah. Multiple touches right here, and then right here, right? We touched that, if you look on the bottom, on November 5th, right? We touched it and then we rejected. But, like I said, bars reclaimed that level, so it's going to be interesting what's going to happen. Now, based off this analysis, I am going to assume that we are going to break this upper trendline resistance because bars are showing that they want to keep pushing SPY higher, right? So if buyers manage to break through this trendline upper resistance right here that I drew, then SPY can push a lot higher, right? These are things that you guys need to think about as well. You need to be in the minds of other traders, right? Same thing. What do I mean by that? Well, remember when I drew this trend line? What do I mean by that? Well, when I drew this trend line, I kept saying, what does this tell you? Blah, blah, blah. Now, what do I mean by that? When I drew this trend line, I was saying, this tells me that. This tells me that we can push higher. This tells me that buyers are in control, and so on, right? You guys should be thinking like that. Basically being in the heads or thinking like other traders, right? That's called contextual analysis, and that all comes with experience. Don't worry about that. We will get into that later on. But for now, I'm going to switch to another stock. Okay, so here we are on the Qs. Same thing, right? Right? Pandemic sell-off. We're looking for our bigger time frame trend line because we are on the daily chart. Every candlestick represents every single day, right? So all I'm looking for is 2 touches, right? And then boom, there you go. Simple as that, right? Let's make this a little better right here. There you go. Multiple touches here. Okay, right? Multiple touches here. Touches here. We bounced. Touched it again here. This candlestick, and then we bounced. All right. Now, we did break through, but like I said with the SPY example, we're still in an uptrend, right? We're still making higher lows and higher highs. Whenever you see higher highs and higher lows, that's telling you that we're in a bullish uptrend. Whenever you see lower lows and lower highs, right, vice versa, we're looking at a downtrend or a bearish downtrend, right? So there's no reason to be bearish until we see multiple lower lows and lower highs taking place, right? Now, I see a nice little downtrend right here, right? 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, all you need. We pushed up, and the same thing, right? We reclaimed that trend line, right? Buyers reclaimed that trend line, and we bounced it clear as day, and then we pushed higher, right? Now, what does this tell you? Same thing like I said in the last example of SPY. You need to tell yourself this, right? We have a downtrend line. Buyers broke through. We reclaimed this level, right? Or this trend line. So what is that telling you? That's telling you that buyers want to keep pushing the Qs higher, right? QQQ. We want to keep pushing it higher, right? So that means that you're not supposed to be bearish. You're supposed to be bullish, right? Okay, now let's mix it up. We know we have a resistance level here, right? An area or a key level that attracts sellers, right? That's what resistance is. What are we going to do? We're going to wait for buyers to prove to us even more, right? The more confirmations you have, the more probability of the trade going your way, right? So let's say you didn't want to take the trade off this retest of the buyers reclaiming the trend line. Let's say you wanted to wait for more confirmation. You wanted to wait for buyers to break through this trend line, right? You You wanted to wait for buyers to break through this resistance level, right? We have 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touch, right? This level of 382.34 is a clear resistance level because we have multiple touches, right? Now, buyers broke through, and that's already your key sign to get in this trade. And then we started to push higher, right? We could put our risk to reward right here, our stop loss right below, and then our rewards all the way up here, right? Okay, so that's a good trade, right? We have multiple confirmations. We have buyers reclaiming the trend line. We have buyers breaking the downtrend line resistance level, and then we have the horizontal resistance line being broken by buyers, right? So you have 3 confirmations. There's no reason to be bearish. You should take the trade to the upside, right? Buying calls or shares, does not matter. So I hope this video helped you guys with trend lines, support and resistance, and how and why to take trades, right? I'm going to go more in depth in the last section of the course, or the last video. That video is probably going to be like 40 minutes to an hour long, right? I'm making these videos relatively short so you guys can go watching them section by section, right? So in the next video, we're going to be covering simple moving average and exponential moving average support and resistance. They are very important as well, right? So far we covered horizontal support and resistance and trendline support and resistance. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.